Okay, so we are going to start on our clay now, making our clay animal bobblehead. So the first thing I want you to do is cut off a small slice and set that aside. Then you are going to cut this in half, and one half you are going to, instead of patting it into a ball, we're just going to go ahead and just smooth out the edges, because really we are going to end up making this flat. So I'm smoothing out edges and continuing to elongate it, trying to make it sort of look like a potato rather than a full round cylinder. Okay, then remember I need to flatten it. So I'm going to kind of throw it down so I can hit it, and I'm going to go back and forth this way. Okay, then I'm going to take this piece and I am going to wrap it around like a burrito. And remember, we want it to be hollow on the inside. So we're just getting it where we're going to touch, and we're going to use the toothbrush and water. Remember, you need to, this is called scoring. You're scoring the clay by making it rough, and then the water and clay mix together to make slip, which is kind of like a clay glue. And then my clay was a little dry, so I have a whole lot of cracks that I'm going to try to smooth out with a little bit of water. Hopefully your clay won't be as dry as this. Mine was a little bit drier because this is from last year. So then I'm going to kind of hit the edge of it to flatten. Okay, then I am going to pull up this top. Remember, we're trying to create a cone. I'm just every once in a while going to go in here because I still want to make sure that this is hollow. Pull this up. And keep pulling it up to make the cone shape at the top. We don't need a large body. This bottom part's the most important part. This is the part that's going to show, and then this top cone part is going to be where your bubble head rests. Okay, so I am not going to add details to this yet because I found that I think it works better. It needs to be smushed a little bit. If I create the bobble part first, so I know exactly, like, make sure I've got the size worked out and everything. So now I'm going to take this part and I'm going to be making a pinch pot. So I've got a ball, put in my thumb, and then I'm going to turn and pinch. You want to remember, you want to pinch until the walls are as thick as an Oreo cookie. And then again, I have dry clay, so I'll have to kind of smooth out these cracks. Flattening the bottom a little bit. And I want this a little bit more rounded. And then I'm just going to see how I feel like it fits on top of here. Not too bad. I might pull it in a little bit. So now I'm going to create a little deeper part here, because I want that to fit on the top here to help it bubble. Man, I have big cracks on here. I'm gonna help it bobble a little bit. Okay, so now you can start creating details. I'm going to start with this part first. And so I am going to make legs to go in front. Roll these out into coils, about the same width. And then I am going to go ahead and pull this out to create a paw. And then I'll trim this. Really, they both may be a little too long. Yeah, they're both a little too long. Yeah, I like that better. Okay, so then I'm going to attach them again, toothbrush and water. And then you can add, I'm going to do the same thing here, kind of smooth this out just to make sure that it's sticking really well. And you can go ahead and add additional details. I'm just showing you with this little bit. You could put that show the back legs, a tail, a collar, whatever else you want to put on. And these could be silly, so you could add anything. So I'm going to set this aside, and then I'm going to start making my face. In class, I showed you a dog, so this time I'm going to show a cat. Really, you can do any animal. You just will have to decide that part. So I actually kind of have some triangular pieces left from where I cut off the legs. So I'm just going to shape them a little bit more into triangles. And attach those for my ears. Toothbrush and water, score and slip all at once, and then smooth out those edges. Remember, make sure it's getting rough and not just wet. Sometimes it's hard to tell. Use this to really stitch it on and then smooth that out. Okay, and then I am going to make the rest of the face, and you can make these kind of silly. You can try to make it look more realistic. It's up to you. I am going to make a couple of eyes. That can match or not, completely up to you. And I'm going to not start out attaching them because I want to make sure I like what it looks like first. So right now, this is not permanently attached. Oops, as you can see. Then I'm going to make kind of a triangular nose. And then I'm going to make some skinny coils for the rest, and you could make whiskers as well. You just kind of need to play with it and see what you think works best. Oh, too long. Right now it almost looks like a mustache. And I would make that a little bit shorter. Okay, so you can decide, make some whiskers, all that stuff. Just make sure that you do use the toothbrush and water to attach permanently when you're ready. And then you can attach to the, you can add it to the bottom to make sure it works. But of course, they will need to dry separately. Add any other details you would like.